All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the elect, which you ought to be. And that's your brother Hawaii from GMS Chicago. And there's this video right here, and as you can see, it's they serious company makes human sleeves and claims true immortality by storing human conscience on a chip. You know what I'm saying? And, going into the mark of the beast, man, you know what I'm saying? With all this new RFID technology and stuff, they're trying to bring out these miracles, man, and you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans and Confucian faces who bloodline go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who are Israelites, who are 2/3, you know what I'm saying? Who's not seeking the truth, who's not looking for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua, who believe in the so-called white man, Esau, Edom and stuff, that he's the one who's going to continue forever. You know what I'm saying? You all are going to be down with stuff like this because it's going to woo you. You don't see this as something to be destructive to your life, man, And play this video right quick and get into some scriptures.
Real. Hello, gentlemen, and welcome to Psychosec. Can I answer any questions? What is it all? Well, we're a company that produces 100% organic human sleeves. You're probably wondering what's a human sleeve. Well, if you gather around, I can let you know what we do here in full details. So here at Psychosec, we've been able to achieve true immortality by taking your human consciousness and storing it on a device called a cortical stack. It's implanted in the base of your neck, and it collects and stores everything that makes you you. Every memory, every emotion, every sensation, everything you've ever experienced is stored on this little device. You can see it here on the screen that's about to come up. You guys just follow me. All the information is stored on this device and can be digitally transferred off the sleeve that you currently occupy and to the sleeve of your choosing.
Sleeves are basically human bodies heat roll in our lab. They're organic heat reel. Bones, tissues, organs, everything. These are the best bodies you'll ever have. Period. Nothing can hurt these bodies, but they are human. So if something were to happen to them, you can always change them out for a new one. That's why it says immortality becomes non-existent. Because you can be 50 in one body and change to the next body. You're as young as you feel. You come this way, David's going to show you some 2018 models that you can choose from.
Okay, you can choose which sleeve you desire. Now you can either have the sleeve that you have right now, or we have a selection of wonderful sleeves that we have made through Psychosec, fully genuine and organic produced. Now if you'd like to be taller, shorter, skinnier, if you'd like to have better vision, maybe strength in your body, you have the choice to choose a man or a woman's sleeve. Now, if your sleeve becomes damaged or too old for your liking, simply remove from the cortical stack your DHF, your consciousness, to another, newer sleeve.
You see how they just come out with this cortical stack, you know what I'm saying? Which is pretty much an electronic device that's supposed to store your consciousness and stuff, which is impossible because as soon as you die, you know what I'm saying? You go up back to the Heavenly Father, according to Ecclesiastes 12:7, But this is pretty much what they trying to be on. This is Psalms 49:11. It says their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. You know what I'm saying? That's why they trying to create immortality. You know what I'm saying? That's madness for the fact that you grow a human sleeve in labs, man. You know what I'm saying? And it says in their dwelling places to all generations, they call their lands after their own names. You know what I'm saying? And, look what they doing, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing that was off of that movie Get Out, man. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what they was doing. It's like if you want your body to be younger or if you want to be stronger and stuff and you don't possess it with your natural born body that the Lord had gave you already and stuff, that you could just get one sold separately from the court for the little device, man. This is This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 11. It says, and for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusions, that they should believe a lie. You know what I'm saying? You know, ain't no way that you could take a spirit, you know what I'm saying? You know, you're talking about consciousness, this and the other. There ain't no way you could take an actual spirit and put it upon some technology, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, they deceiving you for whoever believes that this is actually true, who gets wooed off the lies that they tell you, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it says, you know, you should believe a lie. That is a lie, man. You know, this is Deuteronomy 28:28. It says, Yahweh shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonish his heart. You know what I'm saying? And that is a mad mind state, you know what I'm saying, to think that your spirit, something that you can't touch, that's only in the hands of the Heavenly Father, you know what I'm saying, you know, that no man can actually have access to, you know what I'm saying, where you can't just remove and be like, here it is, you know what I'm saying, you know, for you to think that you could put it on some on electronics, man, you know what I'm saying, you know, pretty much what it's going into is the mark of the beast, you know. This Revelations chapter 13, verse 14, it says, I'm sorry, verse 13. It says, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, you know what I'm saying, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. You know, so, to continue, it says, verse 15, it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image should both speak, you know, and that image is the way of the society, you know, with them human sleeves and stuff, you know what I'm saying? That's another thing that they added on to this society, man, you know, and it says, and calls that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed, you know, because if you ain't finna be down for the society, you know what I'm saying, everything is changing, everything's going digital, you know what I'm saying, they want to do away with the dollar, you know what I'm saying, and the dollar is, it doesn't hold any value, you know what I'm saying, you got other little places and stuff across the world that was using the dollar bill, like at a point when it came down to Venezuela, you know what I'm saying, they had to they no longer had to count the money to see how much amount that they had. All they had to do was just weigh the money, man. You know what I'm saying, just to buy food, man. You know, a carton of eggs, a little small 12 carton of eggs, standardized carton of eggs became $120, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, showing that the money of the money is crashing, man. You know what I'm saying? And it will crash. And what's gonna happen is that they're gonna implement this mark of the beast, man, which is the RFID chip, which is radio frequency identification. They also call it by NFC, which is near field communications, which use RFID technology, man. You know, they also got a thing called Neuralace, you know what I'm saying, where you'll be able to interact with machines, you know what I'm saying, you know, act like, you know, you're a Jedi and all that stuff, you know, waving your hand, causing the doors of your crib locked, you know what I'm saying? You know, they got certain type of guns where, you know, can't nobody shoot it off unless it's unless the gun is registered to the chip that's in your hand or wherever it is in your body, man. You know, because according to Leviticus 19:27, it says Leviticus 19:28, it says, thou shalt not make any cuts in thy flesh, man. You know what I'm saying? And you get the RFID chip anywhere it goes, you know what I'm saying? You know, you're done, you know? And, you know, they gonna pretty much kill people who don't take this chip, you know? Verse 16, it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, you know what I'm saying? It says small and great, you know what I'm saying? Meaning, right, if you're a little kid, you know what I'm saying, or a grown adult, you know what I'm saying? Rich and poor, you know, that's plain. Free and bond. Right now, everybody that's in a false sense of freedom. You know, they go outside, go to the corner store, you know what I'm saying, be able to go to the club and kick it, you know what I'm saying, go to a bar, get a little drink here and there, you know what I'm saying, you know, go out to the park, you know what I'm saying, and bond, man, you know what I'm saying, people that's locked up in these prisons, that's in these jail cells, this, that, and the other, you know, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that word mark going to the Greek word charagma, and it means insertion, incision, man. You know what I'm saying? But they got to pierce the skin, man. You know, they want to put it in your body, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't want you to eat it because you just shit it out. You know what I'm saying? They want it in your body, bro. You know? And it says, verse 17, it says, and that no man might buy or sell. You know, so this also proves that this mark of the beast will become the new currency. You have certain stores out here, you know what I'm saying? Like Argos Tees was like one of the first stores that I could think of. You also got another promotional store to promote the RFID chip, which is the Amazon Go. You know what I'm saying? You know, where you just walk in and walk out, you know, because Esau, Edom, so-called white man, according to Job 9:24, it says that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. You know what I'm saying? He was always impatient. You know what I'm saying? That's why he gave up his blessing for some bloody meat, you know, because he couldn't wait, you know, and he pushes out that vibration on you Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and for all that's trying to follow this so-called white man, you know what I'm saying? Esau, Edom, you know, and with that, with not having patience and stuff, you know what I'm saying, that vibration is amongst everyone who lives in America, who also follows the American ways, you know what I'm saying? And when they push this mark of the beast to be mandatory, because right now it's volunteer, you know, they trying to make it a new thing, you know, they got other stuff like electronic tattoos, which also is a violation according to Leviticus 19:28, you know what I'm saying? You know, because they got to cut into your flesh just so you could get that, man. You know, the Lord ain't dealing with no tattoos. You know what I'm saying? It's electronic anyway. So guess what they doing? They're tracking you. You know. You know, for all electronics, you know what I'm saying, they had to give off a signal just so it could be received, just so the service can happen for whatever that electronic is built for. You know what I'm saying? There's no service, you know what I'm saying, you ain't gonna be able to really do anything, you know. Back in verse 17, it says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is the wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and that man is George. I think it's either George Joseph Laura or Joseph George Laura. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much what he created was the UPC code. And the thing is that that's the barcode that's on the back of every item that you purchase. You know what I'm saying? And right in the middle and stuff, it has 666. You know what I'm saying? Which is on the mark of the beast. And the thing is that when it comes down to it, you know, when it comes down to this mark of the beast, you know, because the UPC code, what it does is it tracks, you know, products, you know, for sale. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to having that mark of the beast, you'll pretty much be a product of the state. You know what I'm saying? Where they'll be tracking you. You know what I'm saying? It's like America putting that brand, like you the cattle, and they just taking that hot iron and with their symbol on it and branding you. That's what America is doing. You know. And then with the RFID chip and stuff, you'll have to get new ones and stuff because the old one still in your body, but yet, you know, you can't get no upgrade. So you got to get another one just to get an upgrade, you know. And they warn people with this chip, you know what I'm saying? People who weren't able to see before, who was blind and stuff, now they'll be able to see, you know what I'm saying? People who was deaf, who couldn't hear, you know what I'm saying? Or couldn't speak, now they can speak, now they can hear. You know what I'm saying? They bringing out these different little miracles just to woo people and stuff. But hey, the Lord said that like back in that second in that Thessalonians 2:11, man. You know what I'm saying? The Lord put a strong delusion upon you, you know, because here it is. Lord is saying, if you get this, according to Revelations 14:9 and Revelations 20:4 and Revelations 16:2, that if you take this mark of the beast, regardless, you know what I'm saying, that the Lord's gonna kill you, you know, point blank period, you know. Going back to verse 18, it says, it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And that last six, you know what I'm saying, goes into stigma, meaning to pierce, man. You know, to prick. Prick, meaning to cut into the flesh, to make breakage in the skin, man. You know what I'm saying? They want to put it in you, you know. They don't want you to be able to just walk around with it, this, that, and the other, you know, be able to toss it here, toss it there, you know what I'm saying? Put it on your kitchen counter or put it on the table or hang it up with your keys. No, they want it in you, man. You know, because they want to know where you are. You know, that's them. That's Esau, Edom, so-called white man. When you take that mark, that means that you placing him to be your king, man. You know, that you no longer, you know, majority of our people, you know what I'm saying, you know, you fallouts and stuff that you, for your fallouts and stuff, pretty much you're saying that you don't want to follow Yahweh Shem Yahshai no more. You know what I'm saying? You want to follow Esau, Edom, you know, which is treason, you know, which is being a disobedient child, which also, according to Deuteronomy 21st chapter, grab it right quick. So, yeah. It's oh man. It's Deuteronomy chapter 21 verse 18. Deuteronomy chapter 21 verse 18. And it says, if a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and that when they had chastened him, would not hearken unto them, you know, then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him and bring him out unto the elders of his city and unto the gate of his place. And here it is. You got the men of the Lord, a great millstone. And you also have other camps that preach the same word and the same correct word as Great Millstone, GMS. And what we're doing, you know, we're telling you like, hey, you don't take the mark of the beast. You know what I'm saying? Because then you're going to suffer these consequences. You know what I'm saying? Scriptures also talk about in the book of Jeremiah how the Lord had gave warning early, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, like Apostle Hart says, you know, it sounds like he's a broken record when he talks about the mark of the beast. You know what I'm saying it over and over and over. But the thing is that now you have no excuse, man. You know, the Lord is saying, don't take this. But yeah, if you want to continue to take it, you know what I'm saying, or you want to continue to follow the ways of this world, you know what I'm saying, you being a stubborn and disobedient child, you know, of you Negroes, Latinos, and natives, you know what I'm saying, the Israelites, man. You know, when it comes down to you heathens, man, you can pretty much do whatever you want, because guess what? You still got to serve your punishment for all the things and the atrocities that you had done to the nation of Israel throughout history, man, even till today, you know. So whatever you do, it don't really matter, you know what I'm saying? But this is towards the Israelites, man, you know. And it says, verse 20, it says, and they shall say unto the elders of his city, this our son is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton and a drunkard, you know. And it says, and all the men of his city shall stone him with stones that he die, you know. And that's, to be rebellious, you know what I'm saying? The punishment is to get stoned, man. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that ultimately, you know, that would be the judgment of being disobedient. What's the judgment that the Heavenly Father is bringing upon? That Yahweh Shem Yahshai is bringing upon all the ones that take the mark of the beast, man. You know what I'm saying? Those missiles, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like getting stoned with a bang. you know. And it says verse back in 21, it says, so shalt thou put evil away from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear. You know what I'm saying? And we see these things, man. You know, scriptures talk about how the Lord visits you in dreams. You know what I'm saying? He shows you things in dreams, you know, whether it's things that's according to prophecies, or if he's just keeping fear upon your heart, you know what I'm saying? Which your heart would be your law, you know, your mind, you know what I'm saying? To keep you in check, you know, upon things, man, you know, keep you in order, you know, and you know, and pretty much, you know, when it come down to nuclear fire and you see all these different places departing from America, no longer in the alliance with America and stuff, and they building up their military and they building up all their missiles and stuff, you know what I'm saying? You got all these other countries, you know what I'm saying, on both sides, you know what I'm saying, of the water that's separating separated their country from America and stuff, ready to bomb this place, man. You know what I'm saying? You know? And for all the children that's disobedient and stuff, they gonna forbear it. For one, they gonna forbear it, and for one, and two, is pretty much gonna give fear to the ones who's gonna come back to the Heavenly Father. You know, verse 22, it says, and if a man have committed a sin worthy of death, and he be put to death, and that, well, you know, pretty much, you know, that'll be a sin, you know what I'm saying? Because what is sin? Transgression of the law, according to 1 John 3 and 4, man. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't listen to what the Lord is talking about when it comes down to not taking that mark of the beast, but you get it anyways, guess what? You're gonna get stoned. And what's the ultimate stones? Intercontinent ballistic missiles, man. Them ICBMs, man. You know what I'm saying? Ready to blast your ass because you didn't want to listen. You know, you have gnashing of the teeth, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you sitting in some hot fire, according to Zechariah 14 and 12, man. You know what I'm saying? That your eyes shall consume and your tongue shall consume in their holes, man. You know what I'm saying? You know? You know, and if you trying to get you a sleeve, best believe that's gonna melt down as well. You know what I'm saying? You know? Yeah, and that's yeah, and that's pretty much it, you know. And I hope this video was edifying. I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahushai. Double honors to apostles, a great millstone, and salutations to the elect, which we ought to be. Shalom, abba.